Hi everyone, and welcome to this webinar on HighWire's new email alert service. This webinar brings together the information that we presented at the publishers meetings this year and provides additional information in response to customer queries about the new integration. We'll start off by taking a brief look at some of the data around alerts and their importance as a tool to engage readers, followed by an in-depth look at the SendGrid integration, additional alert settings in the publisher settings UI, the Ad Butler dashboard and features available to you and how to place an ad in your alerts templates, reporting tools and data provided by SendGrid and Ad Butler, and the schedule for implementation of the new alert service. At the publishers meetings, we touched on the importance of email alerts for discoverability in the researcher workflow. We saw in the data from Gardner and Inger's paper on how readers discover content that after search, publication email alerts are the second most common way for researchers to discover journal content. Your users on the HighWire platform have signed up for over 4 million alerts, with nearly 50% of all signups for table of contents alerts. As a result of these signups, the HighWire platform generates a ton of alerts on behalf of you, our publishers. We've sent over 27 million alerts in the first half of the year, putting us on pace to top 54 million alerts by year's end. Alerts therefore present a huge opportunity to engage with your readers on a regular basis, and our integration with SendGrid and Ad Butler will help you take advantage of this opportunity by leveraging the enhanced capabilities and resources that these partners provide. As most of you will now know, we partnered with SendGrid for the new alert service because they provide an extensible platform that can help us reach millions of readers monthly and more as we continue to grow. SendGrid delivers over 50 billion emails a month for their clients, so they're well established in this area and we can all benefit from their experience and expertise. SendGrid also provides the best self-service capabilities on the market, allowing you to brand and customize your alerts to help drive reader engagement. We've also partnered with Ad Butler to offer a brand new advertising platform to replace our current email ad management tools. We'll be leveraging Ad Butler specifically for advertising in email alerts and not for site advertising. These core updates will be part of the platform available to all HighWire hosted publishers. So first, let's look at our integration with SendGrid. Hopefully many of you will already be familiar with SendGrid self-service features from my previous presentations. We'll go a little more in depth here, and we'll start by looking at how the integration will pull your content into your email alerts. So with your current alerts, when new content is published, we fetch that content and add it to the relevant alert template, packaging it up to then send to your readers. We've built a brand new infrastructure for the new alert service, but the mechanism by which we insert your content into alerts is similar to the current system. In our SendGrid integration, we insert the relevant content into alerts through substitutions. For example, in a journal table of contents alert, we have 3 different substitutions: the TOC cover for the cover image, the TOC header for the alert date, volume, and issue number of the TOC, and the TOC body for the article title, citations, and section headers. And here you can see how the substitutions would look in the SendGrid template. Then here's how the final alert uses those substitutions to pull in content. So we can see here the TOC cover pulls in the cover image, the TOC header pulls in the date, volume, and issue, and this actually links to the table of contents. And then we have the TOC body that includes section headers, content and citations with the article titles that link to the specific article and the author names, for example. I've had some questions about other substitutions that will be used for other alerts, so let's take a look at some additional alert types. For published ahead of print, or PAP alerts, we're planning to only include one substitution for the alert body, which will pull in all new published ahead of print content. Since there's no related journal issue, no cover image is required, and therefore no cover image substitution is required. And also, unlike the table of contents alert, a header substitution for the date, volume, and issue is not required for published ahead of print alerts. Of course, this is where you do have the option to leverage SendGrid's editing tools and include your own header that links to your published ahead of print page, and in which you can name your PAP content anything you like, since we know that many of you refer to PAP content as something different, such as online first or accepted manuscripts. So then here's an example PAP alert with the substitution populated. At the top, we have the logo, advertisement, and header, which are all managed through the SendGrid UI and through Ad Butler for the ad, not through the substitutions. and you'll have total control to customize these as you wish. Then the body content is pulled in via the substitution, and the content can be configured through the Publisher Settings UI, which I'll talk about later, including the citation style and the display of article-level images, in this case visual abstracts. Let's then look at a search alert as another example. So this search alert is for Springer Connect, our first publisher with the new alerts integration in production, and you can see logos placed at the top and bottom of the alert. Here the substitutions are, as you might expect, quite different. The search description is the user-defined name for the search, likely the subject matter of the search, such as diabetes, oncology, nursing. Then we have the search body, which includes the search results, and then search more results, which is the link that takes you to the full search results page, and that includes the search criteria as well. Note that you can modify the text for this substitution within SendGrid if you wish to say more results instead of view all of your results, for example. So then here we have the search alert with substitutions populated with the user-defined search name, and the search results here, which I've cropped here to 3, but there will be a limit of 10 in the actual alert. And we can see here we have the title that links to the content item, and it's noted which content type it is, so chapter, article, or book, and a preview snippet as well. And then lastly, down the bottom, we have the link to the site, to the save search, and additional results. So HighWire is taking care of a lot of the alert content for you. We'll provide you with default templates, and you can either just let them be and let them run, knowing that they'll populate with new content and be sent to your readers when a new publication event occurs. Or of course, if you'd like to customize your alerts further or make changes from week to week, that's where the integration with SendGrid really comes into its own. In the current email service, HighWire controls the alerts templates, but in the new service, you'll be able to control all of your templates through your own SendGrid account. In SendGrid, you'll be able to upload and modify logos and images, including the ability to add a URL to have logos linked to your website, for example. Add and edit text, for example, to highlight a particular article from the latest issue or add a header. Use the code module to add custom HTML and to include advertisements. Add social links to your Twitter or Facebook accounts, for example. Modify layout with spaces and dividers. And for more sophisticated publishers, import your own HTML and CSS to have even more control over your template design. I've had some questions about ad placement, and as I will show you in this video, essentially you can place an ad anywhere in the template around the substitutions. So you can see here, for example, you can move the module above or below the other modules in the template. It isn't possible to have modules on the side of the template, so you won't be able to have tower ads, but that's keeping in line with the modern email design that's optimized for mobile readers. There's also no limit on how many ads you can have in an alert template. You can drag and drop as many of the code modules into the template as you like, and then you'll paste the ad tags into those modules. I will go into that into more detail later as well. Another question some folks have had is, once I've made changes to the template, how do I make those changes live or revert to another template version? SendGrid allows you to create duplicate templates and switch the active and inactive versions. Let's say you'd like to add a promotional link for a special issue to your table of contents template. You can simply create a duplicate template, make changes to that duplicate, and before your alert is scheduled to go out, make the duplicate the active version. Once the promotional period is over, switch back to your default template just by switching the active version. Note that you can have multiple inactive versions of a template, but only one active version. When you get access to your SendGrid account, we recommend making duplicates of the default templates for you to begin making changes, just so you always have a default available that you can revert to if needed. So to summarize, some elements of the alerts will be managed in SendGrid, as we can see here, while others will be managed through the substitutions, such as these. Since our goal is to provide you with as much control over alerts as possible, we're going to go a step further than the SendGrid features and are developing a UI that will allow you to customize the content that we serve through substitutions. You'll access the UI through a link in the main site, and once on the UI, you'll select the journal that you wish to manage. With the Publisher Settings UI, you'll be able to select from a number of predefined citation formats, from the simple magazine style, which will be citation format A, to more detailed formats that include article DOIs, page numbers, and more. When we pull content into the alert template, we'll apply the format selected in the UI to the content in your email alert. If you supply article-level images, such as TOC thumbnails, featured figures, or visual abstracts, you can choose whether or not to display these with a checkbox in the UI. You'll also be able to define the subject line of each of your emails, since this information comes from our alerts database rather than from SendGrid. And you can modify the continuous publication alert header. Last but by no means least, we'll provide the ability to send a test email in order to review the alert template with changes or with embargoed content. This is necessary because if you send a test email directly from SendGrid, it won't run through the HighWire service to populate the substitutions with your content. Before we move on to advertising, let's take a look at a final example of an alert with a Springer Publishing email that's live in my inbox. So we can see that the substitutions have included the relevant content with the TOC issue cover and the header up the top. The body includes section headers, the titles linked to the specific articles, and we have the citations just here showing the author in the magazine style. Then we have the unsubscribe module down the bottom in the final email. And if we click the link in the header, it takes us to the issue on the site. Springer have not yet inserted ads into their alerts, but I know many of you are looking forward to an improved ad management platform for your alerts. For that, we're excited to have a brand new partner in AdButler, a modern advertisement platform that we'll be leveraging specifically for email ads. AdButler provides a simple interface that gives you much more control over the ads you place in email alerts, with options to rotate ads within a zone, set geographic and keyword targets, add weight and priority to specific ads, and it also provides advanced statistics and forecasting that will better enable you to work with your advertisers. Now, we'll be sure to provide you with documentation on AdButler before you begin using the new alert service, but let me briefly run through the AdButler setup and inserting an ad into your alert template. First, we have our publisher, the entity, i.e. the email alert, that has space available for displaying advertisements. These advertising spaces are called zones in AdButler. I've already gone through the setup of creating ad zones for various locations and sizes. Then we have our advertiser, who will obviously be providing the ads to be displayed in your email alerts. Once you're set up with an AdButler account, you'll be able to give access to your advertisers. I've created a campaign for this advertiser, which houses ad items and zone assignments. These ads are assigned to the zones that are available on the email alerts. Note that they can only be assigned to zones that match the ad size. I made them 600 by 60 here, since the max width of the alerts on a desktop will be 600 pixels, and that adheres to modern email standards and optimizes the alerts for mobile. That's a custom size that I've set up, but you can also select from common sizes such as a 728 by 90 leaderboard. With a small modification to the tags, all ads will be responsive, so you can choose a size that best works for you. Since I have 2 ad items for this one campaign, the ads will rotate. You can also set targets for ads. AdButler supports geographic targeting based on IP address. You can target or exclude entire continents or specific cities. We've heard that geographic targeting will be particularly useful for publishers who have ads for pharmaceuticals, for example, for which ads cannot be served outside the US. You can also set keyword targets should you want an ad to serve when a particular keyword is found in the email content. So how do you get your ads from AdButler into the SendGrid email template? For that, you'll go to the zones that you've set up and click Get Zone Tags. You'll then copy the tags and place them in a code module in your template. So here, copy these tags, place them in a code module, and voila, we have an ad in the template. You'll only need to set up each ad zone once, since you'll then manage which ads you serve through AdButler. Each publisher will have their own AdButler account, so if you don't currently place ads in alerts, you'll be able to easily try this out and potentially open up a new source of revenue. For those of you with ads, we know that it's important to have comprehensive reports to provide to advertisers and to internal staff, and both SendGrid and AdButler provide detailed statistics that will help you measure reader engagement. In AdButler, you'll have reports on ad impressions and click counts with click-through details that include geographic data. AdButler will also produce forecasts for your ads as well, but note that at least 2 months of statistics are required to perform estimations. And if you need to drill down on specific data, you can create custom reports for specific ads, campaigns, zones, advertisers, geographic targets, and more. Then, as you'd expect from a modern email platform, SendGrid reports open and click rates, bounces, unsubscribes, and more. You can view statistics globally across all of your email alert types, or drill down into the data for a specific alert, or compare statistics for multiple alerts. SendGrid also reports on geographical location, email clients and devices, mailbox providers and browsers. Note that reports in both SendGrid and AdButler will be available for the life of the account. Coupled with the self-service features to customize your alert templates, these advanced statistics will allow you to compare campaign performance and iterate on designs and strategies to gradually improve reader engagement. SendGrid also lets you view contact lists and user information, with contact lists for each alert type, i.e. all of the users that are signed up to each alert, as well as a global list of all contacts. You can also see specific contact details, including the date added or the sign-up date, last updated date, last email, last open, last click date, first and last name if provided, the email address, and associated lists, i.e. the alerts to which the user is signed up. Some publishers have asked about sending different alerts to different lists or segments of contacts, based on geographic location, for example. While SendGrid does provide the option to create segments, it cannot do this based on location. The segmenting tools are also only applicable to marketing emails rather than the transactional emails that we're leveraging for email alerts. So while we understand the use cases for this kind of personalization, such functionality is not within the scope of the alert redesign. Having said that, we are willing to work with publishers on custom requests to see what additional functionality may be possible. We've also had questions about uploading lists of contacts to SendGrid, for example, after gathering signups at a conference rather than through the journal website. A number of publishers at our meetings had the same use case of uploading contacts lists gathered at a conference or elsewhere, so it is something that we're looking into, though it may not be part of the initial rollout. One thing I'd like to reinforce is that the SendGrid integration is designed specifically for sending publication email alerts and not marketing emails. Our SendGrid integration should not act as a replacement for your marketing system. Of course, the contact list found in SendGrid can be downloaded for your use in your own marketing system, as long as that is within the laws and guidelines pertaining to email marketing. If you are interested in leveraging SendGrid's marketing tools and bringing all your email content into one system, please let us know and we can discuss the options available to you. Before we take a look at the release schedule, a note of clarification about which alerts will and will not be supported in the new service. We will support table of contents, continuous publication, published ahead of print, collections, search, book, news and blog, CME, and e-letter alerts. We will not be supporting citation or correction alerts. At this point, the functionality provided by Google Scholar provides authors with a more comprehensive platform for citation tracking and alerting, and so we plan to sunset citation alerts with the new service. And while a number of users do sign up for correction alerts, we serve a minuscule number of correction alerts, as it is extremely rare for a reader to sign up for a correction alert for an article and for that article to receive a correction, thereby triggering the alert. When I say minuscule, I mean fewer than 5 alerts in 5 years for a mid-sized JCOR journal. So we do not intend to support these in the new service. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns about this. So on to the delivery schedule. So far, we've built much of the new infrastructure for the new alert system and have table of contents and book alerts in production for our first 2 publishers on the service. We also completed some reporting enhancements to better allow you to compare statistics across your alert types and journals. Right now in Q3, we're completing support for search and published ahead of print alerts, as well as styling work to ensure that your email alerts look good across multiple email clients. I'm also working on training and documentation resources so that you have everything you need to customize alerts and place ads as soon as you move to the new service. Come Q4, we'll be working to support continuous publication and collection alerts, followed by news, blog, and CME alerts, which are only utilized by a small number of journals. We'll also be adding support for multiple citation formats that will be selected from the Publisher Settings UI, and also generation of templates so that, for example, when a publisher adds a new journal site, default templates will be created automatically in SendGrid. We therefore expect to begin delivery of the new alert service to our pilot publishers in early to mid Q4, with a staggered rollout to remaining publishers over the following months. We will be in touch with publishers ahead of migrations to allow you to prepare accordingly. As always, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or the product team with any questions. Thank you.